Is life really better earning $3,500 in the US? Or can $1,500 in the Philippines actually take you further? A lot of Americans earn decent money, but still feel stuck in their day-to-day lives. Let's compare what life actually looks like in the United States versus the Philippines. From cost of living and housing to daily routines and remote work abroad, we're covering everything. Plus, the real pros and cons with insights featured in Travel Plus Leisure, Lonely Planet, and the Sunday Times Travel. Stay until the end to discover which country wins when it comes to quality of life. What if the place you call home looked completely different, just based on where you chose to live? Imagine this. You're earning enough to set aside a $3,500 monthly household budget in the United States. On paper, that sounds comfortable, maybe even above average. But once you start apartment hunting, reality kicks in fast. In many major cities, that budget often lands you in a smaller apartment, something functional but far from luxurious. You're looking at limited space, maybe a one-bedroom, sometimes even a studio depending on the area. And amenities, those are not always part of the deal. No pool, no gym, sometimes not even in-unit laundry. Now layer in the pressure of expensive cities. Places like New York City or San Francisco can stretch that $3,500 to its limits. You're not just paying for space, you're paying for location, access, and the cost of being in a high-demand urban environment. And even then, it can feel like you're constantly compromising. The apartment works, but it doesn't quite feel like the lifestyle you expected for that level of income. Now shift the scene to the Philippines with a $1,500 monthly household budget. At first glance, it's less than half, but the experience can feel like a completely different world. You start browsing condos in places like Bonifacio Global City or Makati, and suddenly your expectations change. Modern high-rise living becomes accessible. Clean, furnished units with access to amenities that feel more like a hotel than an apartment. Pools, gyms, 24/7 security, reception areas. These aren't upgrades, they're standard. Instead of squeezing into a tight space, you're choosing between views, layouts, and lifestyle perks. Walking distance to cafes, malls, and workspaces becomes part of everyday life, not a luxury add-on. This is where the gap really starts, because it's not just about square footage, it's about how your environment shapes your daily experience. In one country, a higher budget can still feel limiting. In the other, a lower budget can unlock a lifestyle that feels elevated, comfortable, and even a little indulgent. Stick around, we're just getting started. Let's see if the gap widens after we factor in food and daily living expenses. What if the biggest difference in your daily life came down to something as simple as your next meal? Picture your routine in the United States. You wake up, grab coffee, maybe pick up breakfast on the go, and without even thinking about it, you've already spent a noticeable chunk of your day's budget. Groceries aren't cheap either. A simple run to the store for basics, eggs, milk, meat, vegetables, can quickly add up, especially in bigger cities. So you start making trade-offs. Cook more at home to save money, skip eating out during the week, maybe reserve dining for special occasions, but even eating at home isn't always cheap. Quality ingredients, convenience, and time all come at a price. And when you do decide to eat out, whether it's a casual lunch or a simple dinner, the bill can feel disproportionately high for what you're getting. Over time, it creates this constant awareness of spending. Every meal becomes a small decision, a quiet calculation in the back of your mind. Now shift your day to the Philippines. Food isn't just a necessity, it becomes part of the lifestyle. You step outside and you're surrounded by options. Local eateries serving freshly cooked meals, international restaurants offering Western comfort food, cafes, food courts. It's all within reach. And the best part? The prices make it easy to say yes. Here, you can mix things up daily. One day it's local favorites, the next it's burgers, pasta, or something in between. You're not locked into one routine just to stay on budget. Eating out isn't a splurge. It's normal, it's convenient, social, and surprisingly affordable. Suddenly, your relationship with food changes. Instead of planning every grocery trip down to the last dollar, you have flexibility. Instead of limiting yourself to save money, you explore more, try more, and enjoy more. You can actually enjoy life without budgeting every meal. And that difference shows up in the little things. Less stress about daily expenses, more spontaneity in your routine, and a lifestyle that feels lighter. Because when something as basic as food becomes easier, it frees up your time, your energy, and even your mindset in ways you don't fully realize until you experience it. Keep watching as we take a glimpse of how it is to go from one place to another in these two countries. What if getting around every day quietly drained more of your money and time than you realized? In the United States, transportation isn't really a choice, it's a requirement. For most people, having a car is essential. You need it to get to work, run errands, meet friends, even grab groceries. Public transportation exists in some cities, but for many areas, it's limited or inconvenient. So owning a car becomes part of your baseline cost of living. And that's where the expenses stack up. It's not just the car payment, it's gas, insurance, maintenance, parking. Every month, a portion of your income is automatically allocated just to keep you moving. Even short trips come with a cost, and long commutes. They add both time and money to your daily routine. You start planning your day around driving, traffic routes, gas stops, parking availability. It becomes second nature, but it's also a constant commitment. Now shift the scene to the Philippines. Transportation here feels different, especially in more compact, walkable areas. Your world gets smaller in a good way. You can step outside your building and already have access to cafes, restaurants, convenience stores, even workspaces. Walking becomes part of your daily routine, not something you avoid. And when you do need to go farther, options like Grab make it incredibly easy. No need to own a car, no long-term financial commitment, just book a ride when you need it. It's flexible, convenient, and often more affordable than maintaining your own vehicle full-time. You're not tied down by the responsibilities of ownership, and that alone can feel freeing. Your day becomes less about managing transportation and more about actually living. Quick trips feel easy. Spontaneous plans are simpler. You're not constantly calculating fuel costs or worrying about insurance premiums. But here's where the Philippines isn't perfect. Traffic. In busy areas, especially around business districts and main roads, congestion can slow everything down. A short distance on the map can turn into a longer ride during peak hours. It's part of the reality and something you have to factor into your routine. Still, even with that challenge, the overall experience feels different. One system demands commitment and ongoing costs. The other offers flexibility, even if it occasionally tests your patience. Make sure to watch all the way through. You'll be intrigued by what we found about the difference of the two when it comes to lifestyle and free time. What if the real upgrade wasn't your income, but how much of your life you actually get to enjoy? In the United States, life can start to feel like it's built around work. Your weekdays are structured, your schedule is tight, and even your free time often needs to be planned in advance. You finish a long day, maybe commute back home, and by the time you have a moment to breathe, the energy to go out or do something new just isn't there. Weekends become your only window, and even then, they fill up quickly with errands, obligations, or simply catching up on rest. Spontaneity becomes rare. Meeting friends, trying a new place, or taking a short trip often requires planning, budgeting, and coordinating schedules. It's not that life isn't enjoyable, it's just structured, predictable, and sometimes it feels like you're constantly waiting for the right time to actually enjoy it. Now, shift your perspective to the Philippines. Here, lifestyle feels more fluid. After work, it's normal to step out for a coffee, meet friends at a nearby cafe, or spend time in a mall that feels more like a social hub than just a shopping center. Places like Makati and Bonifacio Global City are designed for this kind of living. Everything is close, accessible, and alive, even after office hours. Social life becomes part of your routine, not something you have to carve out time for. A quick dinner out, a casual hangout, or even just walking around becomes effortless. And when the weekend hits, a whole new layer opens up. With islands and beach destinations just a short trip away, places like Palawan or Siargao turn into realistic getaways, not once-a-year vacations, but something you can actually look forward to regularly. The pace feels different, less rushed, more open. You're not just saving money, you're buying back your time. And that's what really changes everything. Because when you have the flexibility to enjoy a random weekday evening or take a last-minute weekend trip, life stops feeling like something you're managing and starts feeling like something you're actually living. You'll want to know the contrast between work in the US and remote life in the Philippines is, trust me, what if the way you work mattered just as much as how much you earn? In the United States, work often feels like the center of everything. It's structured, fast-paced, and high pressure, deadlines, meetings, performance reviews, constant notifications. Your day is mapped out hour by hour, and there's an unspoken expectation to always be on. Even when you log off, work has a way of following you through email, messages, or just the mental weight of what's waiting for you tomorrow. There's a certain rhythm to it. Wake up, commute, work, commute back, repeat. And while this structure can lead to strong career growth and higher earning potential, it also creates a lifestyle where work takes priority over everything else. Flexibility exists, but it's often limited, and stepping away, even briefly, can feel like falling behind. Now shift the setting to the Philippines. The pace immediately feels different. Days don't feel as compressed, and the environment itself encourages a more balanced routine. If you're working remotely, your office could be a cafe, a co-working space, or even your condo with a city view. You're not tied to a rigid structure. You have more control over how your day flows. Work still gets done, but the pressure feels lighter. You can step out for a midday break, grab a meal, meet someone, and come back without the same intensity hanging over you. The line between work and life feels less rigid, allowing space for both to coexist more naturally. But here's the catch, and it's an important one. This lifestyle works best when your income isn't tied to the local economy. Because while the Philippines offers a more flexible, slower-paced way of living, local salaries don't always match the cost of the lifestyle you're seeing, especially in prime areas. The comfort, the convenience, the freedom, it becomes much more accessible when you're earning remotely, often at rates closer to what you'd find in the United States or other higher income countries, but only if your income is remote. That's the key that unlocks the difference, because when you combine a flexible work setup with a lower cost of living, the entire experience shifts. Work becomes something you fit into your life, not something your life revolves around. It's time to take a peek at the hidden trade-offs of relocating to the Philippines. What if the life that looks better on paper comes with trade-offs you only notice once you're living it? By now, the picture of living in the Philippines might feel almost too good. Lower costs, better lifestyle, more freedom. And in many ways, that's true. But once the honeymoon phase fades, the hidden trade-offs start to reveal themselves in the small, everyday moments. Let's start with traffic. If you've ever tried getting across Metro Manila during rush hour, you already know. What looks like a short trip on the map can turn into a long, unpredictable journey. 10 minutes can become 30. 30 can stretch into an hour. It's not just an inconvenience, it can shape your entire day. You learn to plan around it, avoid peak hours, or simply accept that delays are part of the rhythm of the city. Then there's the internet. On a good day, it's fast enough for video calls, streaming, and work. But consistency can be an issue. Sudden drops, slower speeds during peak hours, or brief outages can interrupt your flow, especially if you rely heavily on being online. For remote workers, this isn't just annoying, it can be disruptive. Many people adapt by having backup connections or choosing buildings known for more reliable service. But it's something you have to think about in a way you might not in the United States. And then there are cultural differences. Living in a new country means adjusting, not just to systems, but to people, habits, and expectations. Things don't always move at the same pace. Processes can feel less direct, communication styles more indirect. Concepts of time, urgency, and service can differ from what you're used to. Sometimes it's refreshing. Other times it can test your patience. Even simple things like setting appointments, handling paperwork, or dealing with customer service can feel different enough to throw you off at first. Over time, you either adapt or you constantly feel slightly out of sync with your environment. But here's the bigger picture. None of these are deal breakers, but they are real, because while the Philippines offers a lifestyle that feels lighter, more flexible, and often more enjoyable day to day, it asks for something in return: patience, adaptability, and a willingness to let go of certain expectations. This isn't a perfect upgrade, it's a trade-off. And understanding that makes all the difference. Because once you stop comparing it as better or worse and start seeing it as different, you can decide which set of trade-offs actually fits the life you want to live. So, is $1,500 in the Philippines actually better than $3,500 in the US? What if the better life isn't tied to a country, but to how your money translates into daily living? After everything we've seen, the answer isn't as simple as picking the United States or the Philippines, because at the core of it all, it comes down to one idea. It's not about how much money you make. It's about where that money gives you the most life. If you're someone who values structure, convenience, and predictability, the United States still has a strong edge. Systems are efficient, processes are clear, and daily life follows a rhythm that's easier to rely on. From stable infrastructure to consistent services, everything is designed to minimize uncertainty. You know what to expect, and for many people, that peace of mind is worth the higher cost. But if what you're really after is freedom, flexibility, and lifestyle, then the Philippines wins big. Because here, the same dollar doesn't just cover your needs, it opens up your options. Your environment improves, your time feels less restricted, your everyday life becomes something you actually look forward to, not just something you manage. $1,500 in the Philippines doesn't just stretch your money, it expands your lifestyle. And that's the difference you feel, not just in your wallet, but in your routine, your energy, and how you spend your time. If this direction speaks to you, don't just jump in blindly. There's a smarter way to approach it. Start by securing remote income. That's your foundation. It gives you the flexibility to earn at a higher rate while living in a lower cost environment. Then test it. Spend 1 to 3 months in the Philippines, not as a tourist, but as someone living day-to-day life. Work, run errands, build a routine, see how it actually feels beyond the highlight moments. Next, choose the right city or area. Places like Makati or Bonifacio Global City offer very different experiences compared to more provincial locations. Your environment will shape your entire lifestyle. And finally, adjust your expectations. Embrace the differences instead of resisting them. The more flexible you are, the more rewarding the experience becomes. In the end, it's not about which country is objectively better. It's about which one aligns with the life you actually want to live. Want more insider tips on relocation and retirement planning? Watch our next video. You won't want to skip this one.